What is up, Pokemon players? It is that time of the format already where we're starting to find our degenerate decks, and a card that I wanted to try out from its inception or its reveal was Whimsicott VSTAR. Now, Whimsicott VSTAR for 250 HP has an attack that says Psychic Double Colors 160, and during your opponent's next turn, they can't pay any Pokemon tool or special energy cards from their hand. Now, while tools aren't necessarily as important right now in the Pokemon trading card game, special energy cards are prevalent pretty much everywhere in the form of RCS V-Star, Mew VMAX, etc. And Fluffball Star does 60 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each energy attached to this Pokemon. So a lot of people thought maybe we'll just pair this with Shadow Rider Calyrex, but I wanted to put a little bit of a twist on the deck and play a 4-3 Whimsicott line with our good friend Bibarel with Industrious Incisors to draw some cards. Now, what makes this deck different from the Shadow Rider deck and other decks, you say? Well, we're going to be playing Crushing Hammer. You either love it or you hate it, but it is a card that has been around basically forever, I want to say. So we're going to use cards like Crushing Hammer, Fan of Waves, and Path to the Peak to slow down our opponents while we start hitting them for 160 and slowing down their acceleration. We do fortunately have a metal type weakness, not a dark type weakness like most psychic types do in this current format, so we get to avoid the hate that comes onto Mew VMAX. We have 2 Air Balloon, 2 Choice Belt, 1 Evo Incense, 3 Fog Crystals, 3 Quick Ball, and 4 Ultra Ball for kind of support and setup. We have 1 copy of Switch along with our 2 Air Balloons to kind of pivot around. Obviously, we kind of want to just have 1 on our Bibarel and to move it. And these guys have 1 retreat cost, so it's super easy to move them as well. 2 copies of Boss, 4 copies of Marnie, 1 copy or 2 copies of Raihan to set our Whimsicotts up immediately if 1 goes down. 3 copies of Professor's Research, 1 copy of Roseanne's backup to get the tool cards that are so important. Not tool card, sorry, the special energy card, our double turbos back, which is so important back into our deck. Acts like an ordinary rod, 4 double turbo, and 5 psychic energy. Now, this deck, I don't know what its good matchups are and what its bad matchups are. This deck is probably not very good. I'm telling you this right off the bat. But if you guys are here for an entertaining video, we'll stick around and see how the match goes. I said that line before anything happens, so maybe I'm just baiting you and I get absolutely like smashed in like 30 seconds. Oh, hey, this guy is already in higher tier. I've already played against this guy a couple times. Yesterday, I think. 1440. Wow, this guy's crazy. If you guys are enjoying the content, obviously, please like, subscribe. I would appreciate that more than anything. And if you guys are enjoying the content, just leave a like and maybe a comment below. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to see next in terms of videos, we can kind of work our way to that and work our way to getting that kind of stuff done. I do stream pretty much every weeknight on twitch.tv/theflea. And yeah, let's jump into some Whimsicott action. This opening hand would have been atrocious and really scary to play because we don't have much. 3 basics. Okay, that's a lot of basics. Let's draw some cards. Okay, we got double Bidoof. I think that's completely okay because we're just going to sack a Bidoof anyway while we're setting up. So we can Fog Crystal for the Whims, attach to Whims, and pass. I guess Quick Ball for different Whims as well. So we're up against Rapid Strike Malamar. Now, this deck plays 4 Spiral Energies and 2 basic Psychic Energies. So if we can get a knockout on a Malamar and our opponent does not find their basic Psychic Energies quickly, we can really put them in a rough spot by just kind of locking them out of the game. But they already attach a Spiral Energy, not even knowing what we're playing. I don't think I need to Quick Ball for a different Whimsicott here. So we're just going to go ahead and get 1 Whimsicott. Fluff gets in the way... does attack into them kind of decently, but it doesn't do what we like really need it to do. So this hand is kind of perfect because we have the Whims next turn, and I have an Ultra Ball for Bibarel to start drawing cards. And somehow we miss supporters or anything on turn 1, which is okay. I'm not like super pressed about it. We're hoping our opponent doesn't have a boss and like a bunch of cards to discard in their hand. They would need 5 Pokemon to discard, or 5 Rapid Strike cards to put it back in their hand. Yeah, okay, cool. I was like, there's very like they would have to have like Chinchino, Octillery, Malamar, fill their hand somehow, and do all of that. So, it would be a very tall order for them to do everything. A basic Psychic hits the board, so that's a card we want to hammer away if possible. Path to the Peak doesn't do anything in this matchup for us, so we know those 4 cards are dead. And same with Choice Belt, but it's a little bit unnerving to know that 6 of our cards in our deck are completely dead. But we are playing a V-Star deck, and this Bidoof prize doesn't mean anything because we can just do 3 different V-Stars to kind of stagger into... the 3, 5, and the 6+7 prize turn. This should be a very easy knockout for our opponent to take. There it is. Karina's and an NK go back into the deck. And it's time to Whimsicott, baby. Hopefully we don't whiff what we need here. Worst case, I guess I can just Fluffball Star. Yeah, I guess I can just Fluffball Star if I need to, but I don't want to. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of these two. I'm going to keep the Quick Ball to kind of keep setting up behind the Bibarel as my one card in hand. Because more than likely, I just want to be able to set up another Whimsicott in the upcoming turns. So we do get a Psychic Energy that I can put into the discard with the Fog Crystal, Quick Ball it away, and Raihan get an attachment here, which I think is probably the correct way to do things here. Now that we did get knocked out, we want to go ahead and do this. We're going to go ahead and do this. We'll grab a Whimsicott here. And we will Raihan, activating our Raihan here. It's a little bit early, I guess, to use Raihan, but we're basically just getting energies, which is all I really wanted to do. Maybe I should have Raihan to the bench, actually. Yeah, I should have Raihan to the bench and grab the double turbo here. Because I'm going to grab the double turbo anyway. So this was kind of a mistake on my part. I apologize. As soon as I did it, I realized it. And we'll go ahead and Tricky Wind to now put our opponent... the Spiral Energies are no longer live. And they can no longer have tools, I guess, is only relevant for Choice Belt. Would be the only card that this deck probably plays that's a relevant tool. But now 3 of their Spiral Energies are dead cards. We didn't hit a hammer or anything there. I could have attached the double turbo here. And then, yeah, set up that way, in that manner. We can always, I guess, Fluffball Star to just, like, pop this Octillery if it ever becomes a problem. Or if we, like, burn all their energies off the board or something like that, and we need to, like, stop them from playing the game. Guaranteed they've got something like a Cynthia's Ambition in their hand to just kind of set up and play off the back of that. Just because these kinds of decks usually have either Cynthia's Ambition, and he discarded... not discarded, but shuffled back in a Karina's Focus last turn, which indicates that the hand probably has a draw supporter or a way to get a draw supporter. If it doesn't, it's pretty greedy. Just a research. Okay, cool. Scoop Up Net. A really funny scenario there would have been if he had an energy to discard or something. And I would have been like, we got him, boys, kind of thing. Lava Ball coming through. He still has Rapid Strike Search and a Make Do available. So we're probably going to see this Chinchino that he just pulled out of the deck getting Make Done. An Ordinary Rod, putting back just this 3, probably. What did he put back? Yeah, so everything but the Inkay. Because Inkay is Rescue Carrier. I mean, I guess so is Chinchino. You can Rescue Carrier Chinchino. But he's just discarding another one, so it makes sense. Another Level Ball. Probably grabbing Octo here. Or what, I mean, like, just a Rapid Strike card to shuffle in. He needs... All 6 of these cards could be Rapid cards, and he doesn't get the knockout anyway. He would need Rapid Strike Search, make it full 7, which is, like, absolutely insane to think about. And if we knock this out, he slams, like, say, a basic Psychic, and we get the hammer this turn, I think we can just run away with the game. Like, that just becomes our game. We did prize 2 double turbo. Keep that in mind, guys. When we did our last search. Because I didn't discard anything, right? I did not. So that is a little bit crucial. There's 6. 240. Oh my. That was very scary, actually. I don't want a Marnie now. But I need to actually set up and play the game. That's pretty good to get. So we're going to go ahead and, I think, Marnie anyway. We're putting him at... yeah, we're going to give him cards. But I want to be able to kind of set up and play my game. Hammer doesn't do anything for me here. So we're going to go ahead and just Trick Wind, sorry. Take the knockout on the Malamar. Grabbing another prize. And again, our opponent's severely limited in terms of what energies they can use to actually attack. And traditionally, now I'm not speaking like entirely factually, I guess, but traditionally they only play 1 copy of, or like 2 copies of basic Psychic energies. So if we can stick them here, we have a really good shot at just running away with this game. And if we don't, if they fail to knock us out or something here, they're probably getting another Inkay down, so we can start chasing the support Pokemon on the back end, which also is like really good for us. There's the other Psychic card energy, Psychic card Pokemon. Wait, what am I? That's a lot of stuff I just tried to say that made no sense. So that should be all of their psychic energy, and they've already played one ordinary rod. They could probably have a second ordinary rod in a deck like this, but they have maybe replaced it with like a rescue carrier, rescue stretcher, whatever that card is. So I'm hoping that kind of goes the distance here. In worst case, if we miss our one double turbo that's still in the deck, because we still have two in the prize cards, taking a prize there was also really good for us because we had a 2 in 5 shot at pulling the double turbo out of our prize cards. We haven't found it yet. So we're going to go ahead and quick ball on our turn. The boss's orders away. Grab a Whimsicott, Crushing Hammer 2 times. Because Crushing Hammer doesn't really have too much value in this matchup, we're just going to try to... like, or if we get the knockout, we get the knockout, right? But if we don't get the knockout, we're in trouble. So we're going to have to get rid of this energy at the very least to kind of stall our opponent. They're burning a lot of search cards, but they only need to discard one card to knock me out, which is really interesting. Maybe they're just setting up for the future turns. Like, they just need to get... like, they can just rapid strike search for one card, I guess, and knock me out here. But I think they're just setting up for, like, this last turn rapid tentacles kind of play. Unless he discards a ton of... or not discards, but shuffles in a ton of cards. Which wouldn't make sense to me. You just need to show me one. There it is. There's the artillery. And good night, sweet Prince Whimsicott. Our first Whims goes down. We are actually keeping up on the prize trade, however. The problem is that we did prize 2 double turbos. And this Roseanne's is not doing us any favors sitting in our hand. So. Okay, it's not Fan. Fan's not what we want to see. What's Crushing Hammer? Tails, okay. One more time. Let's do it. Come on. Bang. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and quick ball away the boss. Boss is probably not a card we're going to need too much of this game. Get a Whimsicott. Let's go ahead, and I have 29 in deck. I'm going to go ahead and Marnie first, in case we draw more playable cards to thin a little bit further. Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, our hand is nigh unplayable. But what we can do... so I guess we can do this. We can switch and give ourselves the ability to draw 2 cards with Industrious Incisors. And we did not get there. It's okay. We can still get a knockout on the active, but I'm not going to go for the active here. I'm going to instead use our Fluffball Star to target down this artillery, kind of hopefully taking his supporter out, taking out a way for him to search a rapid strike card. And there's one of our double turbos at the very least. Now we just need to find our second Raihan, and we're still in this game. This is a little bit of a scary predicament, just because, I don't know, our prizes sucked. Like, pretty badly. But we're not out of it yet. We're not out of it just yet. Our opponent is down to... I mean, they can draw a ton of cards with these Chinchinos, which puts us back, but they'll now get value out of their Spiral Energy. And they have 19 cards in deck, so they should probably be able to knock me out pretty easily with the amount of cards they'll be drawing if they can find the Cynthia's Ambition. There's an Ordinary Rod. That's not what we wanted to see. That's probably one of the worst cards we could have seen here. It doesn't tell me what they put back, which I think they should tell me what they put back, but I have to assume it was the Psychic Energies. Yeah, it was. We're going to see the Rescue Carrier come through. By doing all that, that implies they don't have a Cynthia's Ambition in hand or anything, or they would have thinned earlier. And they haven't used their Make Do's yet, so it's a little bit of weird sequencing here. A Bruno, so we're just going to shuffle it in. I don't know, I think having the Rescue Carrier would have been more impactful on a draw than putting those 2 cards back in. And now we're going to see the Make Do's. The Make Do's and the Make Don'ts of the Pokemon TCG. 2 Make Do's are going to be done here. Make Do's have been Make Don't. Doesn't. Make Disn't. Make Didn't. Make Done. And it's time to see what we can do as a response. Our hand is not looking promising, I will not lie to you guys. And our opponent put back both their Psychic Energies into the deck. So it becomes a little bit of a risky situation for us. and I'm a little bit scared. But it does, and we don't have a Marnie. We have the Raihan next turn. A lot of bad, not a lot of good. We have 24 cards, and we have to find our Raihan. So a little bit scary. There's the 7, and there we go. We get knocked out here. Our opponent does take their prize card. On the bright side, we've got a double turbo energy. So who's hype? Who's hype? We got it out of our prizes. That's a boss. That's not what we're looking for. Let's go ahead and hammer to start. Tails. It does matter a little bit there because we can stall a little bit. It'll help us. And now it's the moment of truth. Will these 4 cards net us something that we need, which is just Raihan here? The answer is no. So we're going to retreat anyway into the Whims so we don't get knocked out immediately. And we're going to go ahead and boss up the Chinchino to stall for a second, and we're going to pass. So we're not out of it yet necessarily. We could still get like hammer next turn, hammer off the Psychic, and stick or like get a knockout here. And maybe our opponent doesn't have what they need because we didn't knock out, so their Brunos aren't live, the Cynthia's Ambition isn't live. But they have nets, so they can net out of the active. Like, see, they've played only 1 net, which implies they probably have 2 to 3 nets. Malamar, one of the best single prize decks. If you guys are looking to invest in a deck that's cheap, here it is. This is not supposed to be an ad for Malamar. We're trying to play with our boy Whims. There's a Psychic. If our opponent retreats manually, and they kind of don't get the knockout this turn, maybe we could just win. Because then they've burned both their Psychics, theoretically, and we could maybe just win off the capitalization of that. Because there's no way they play more than 2 Ordinary Rod. There's no way that there's more than 2 of this card. Like, they've already played both. Okay, come on. Prage. One time. A retreat comes through. I think they have another make... No, they use both their make dues. Rapid Strike Tentacles comes through. I don't know. I feel like that play was a little bit wrong. 4. Shuffle them back in. 160. Okay, I think we can win now, actually. Like, low-key. Okay, this game is teasing us. We did not need this double turbo here. There's a Psychic Energy. And this is where we're cooking. If we win this game, it'd be legendary. Okay. Okay, we'll do this. I'm going to keep... I'll draw 1 with Industrious. There's the thumbs up. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're emoting us because they know they're cooked. This is the emote of weakness. We got him, boys. We got him. There's a Trick Wind. We're taking our prize card with Whims. There's a path that's completely irrelevant. I mean, I guess we can still play it. To bump their stadium. 1 card hand, 2 make dues, 20 cards in deck, which is a lot of cards. But this is the crucial thing right here. These 2... What? A 3rd Psychic? Oh, man. Well, that sucks. That really sucks. Okay. Who plays 3 Psychic in this deck? I just want to know who plays 3 Psychic in this deck. If you're at home watching this, why are you playing 3 Psychic in this deck? I just want to know. I just want to talk. Yeah, but that is the game, guys. That is the video. I'm sure you guys saw the strength of Whimsicott VSTAR in there. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a bad matchup, and for some reason, this Malamar deck was playing 3 basic Psychic Energies. But if you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe. We'll be continuing streaming. I've been streaming like 2 to 4 hours every night, and we're trying out fun decks there as well. Those videos should make it over to YouTube if you missed it. I just have to take some time to edit and figure that stuff out. And on a day where I'm not as motivated to make some content, you'll probably see a video from my Twitch stream. So thank you guys for watching as always, and peace out.